This is the Miyoo Mini Plus. It's a fantastic little Linux-based gaming console that you can fit in your pocket, but it's got one glaring problem. The hardware is fantastic, but the software is quite a bit lacking. Therefore, we have a solution for you, which is Onion OS. Before we dive into this video, though, we have 3 Miyoo Mini Pluses we're still trying to give away. Oh yes, to one of you fantastic subscribers. All you have to do is make sure you're subscribed, and in the next video's pinned comment, I will leave that person who's been chosen at random. So let's get crunching. This is the Miyoo Mini Plus, and this is the stock firmware that it comes on. And this is also the Miyoo Mini Plus in the same colorway, but this one comes stock from the manufacturer or reseller with Onion OS pre-installed and some interesting upgrades. Now, I've already done a review of this device. If you'd like to see the full review, click on the card up in the top or check down on the channel below. The first thing that makes this device better to use is the menu button. Changing between the menu button from it being a menu for just the ROM that you're playing to a menu button to be able to switch between any of the games that are in standby is incredible. Being able to go from Pokemon Infinite Fusion to double clicking and going back to, I think this was Quake. And Quake is just one of the ports and pieces of software they've added to this device, but the suspend button is a big difference, and it's really cool. Onions, onions, onions. Let's take a look at the new startup, which is really a game changer. What you saw right there is the startup difference. So instead of starting up and going into the menu like the stock OS does, this one starts up and goes directly into game, which when you press the button once, it goes to the game switcher, which is huge. Because the game switcher, where it allows you to change your brightness right there and switch between each one of the games, is very nice to see. But what else can it do? Oniony. This also fixes a few different things with power management, where when you click this off, it merely is just turning the screen off. And turning the controls off. It's not actually turning the device itself off. This one, when you click the power, turns off and has a hold state. So this isn't going to burn through your battery like this one will. This one will only do an on or off state for about 3 or 4 hours. Where this one, you can hold for days versus just a few hours, because it's actually putting the system in suspend versus the system running but not taking inputs. And that'll save you battery in the long run. So what about these extras you were saying? This one comes preloaded with a few more add-ons than the stock operating system of the Miyoo Mini. They were able to get the Nintendo DS emulators to run on this device, even though it's kind of hit or miss with how the actual DS games will run. But I think for playing on a handheld like this, they're good enough, especially at this price point. And they set it up well enough to be able to flop the screens very quickly. It's nice to see third-party sellers understanding the community and what people actually want on their device right when they're going to get it, and giving that as an option so people don't have to figure out how to do it. And I'm glad that they did try to push the boundaries of what this device can do by putting the Nintendo DS emulator on there. The people at litnxt.com sent me over this new one because this is actually a new selection that they have on their website. You can select a 128GB SD card, and it comes with Onion OS pre-installed and pre-configured. Now, it's a little bit extra money, but you don't have any headache, and it comes loaded with a ton of games. So they are running a deal till the end of November, which makes the device and the OS $85, which is a pretty good deal, considering they're an actual shop that will deal with returns and shipping and other things like that. So if you're looking for an all-in one-stop shop for this device, I think their website does a pretty good job of setting up this device to be exactly what you want it to be. You were able to fully do this with the stock software, but right now they're actually running a 20% off sale until the end of November, so you could get this for a cheaper price in addition to getting the software that I think makes the device much better. That's even actually what I did for my review of this device, because I don't think the software that comes on the device is worth its salt. The device itself is fantastic, but without this software, I think there's a lot left to be had. This does save you some time and energy, though, not having to figure out where and what to install onto, and just loading right into the games and just picking this up. If you're getting this for somebody for a present, I would definitely recommend this versus the stock experience.
And you, being that good gamer that you're supposed to be, are wondering, can we get away from that stock experience and overclock this mofo?
So this does not change the actual clock speed or how this device operates power-wise. These both are at the same clock speed and have the same specs. This just changes the operating system to be a little more, I would say, user-friendly. So you can actually change a lot of this stuff through Onion OS, like the themes, and download pretty much anything else you want for this operating system. I personally like the one that's already installed. So as you can see, this fantastic device with the different OS on it makes a world of difference. It makes it more playable, easier to hold in your pocket and not lose charge, and just keeps everything in tip-top shape for this tiny, affordable device. Our friends over at litnxt.com sent me this one, and it's cool because they actually have an option on their website, which they're running a promo till the end of the month, for 20% off of one of these devices with one of the larger SD cards. So you get a 132 gigabyte SD card with extra games on it and all the other stuff we mentioned before. They do a fantastic job, and I appreciate them sending this out to me. They don't have any say in the video, but they nonetheless sent out a free handheld, and I will be giving this one away. So make sure you're subscribed, and if you have a larger budget, there are plenty of other videos that you should be checking out, and a few more that are possibly Onion based, but not based around the first Trek, but they could be. Goodbye.